So let's move on to the Blackshirts, what they did this year in the over-under categories. And the first category is passing yards. The over-under that we came up with was 210 yards. Nebraska's total was 219.08. Scott predicted 205, and he was the one that was closest to what Nebraska produced. So he was 14.08 yards to the negative. And I predicted 180, which means I was only just shy of 40 yards wrong, while the other three guys, Justin, Derrick, and Tyler, were pretty close. And so Scott won that category. Anybody surprised by how good Nebraska did in passing, even though the rest of us thought they were going to do better? I'm not. I thought Fisher was a pretty damn good coach, and these guys were going to be pretty good. And with Ohio State, Michigan, Oklahoma on the schedule, I'm really surprised they only gave up 219 a game, even though all of us predicted lower than that. So,
do you
how
guys
could
remember,
we have been so damn wrong, right, Justin?
Well, I mean, I don't know how wrong. I mean, all those numbers are fairly close, I guess. But do you guys remember how much that we thought we were going to have a great pass rush, especially after that Illinois game? You saw Fladarius Payne come out, and it looked like we were going to get to the quarterback, and then that I don't think we ever saw Fladarius Payne get a sack again. That's Derrick's boy right there. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he did transfer, but Derrick loved him. But he was a great player. But I thought we were going to have a lot more shots on the quarterback. It ultimately didn't pan out.
Yeah, Derrick, what do you think of Darius being gone now?
That sucks.
The pain train has left the station.
It was fun watching him while it lasted.
For one game against Illinois. After that, he played
in other games. He just wasn't quite as effective. But I mean,
I was bummed.
I hate to see the kid go, but
yeah, me too.
Best of luck to him, I guess.
Yep. How about you, Tyler? What do you think?
About Payne in particular? Or just in general? I mean,
okay,
if Caleb Tanner comes back and Garrett Nelson comes back, I mean, you start kind of playing the snaps. Like, it sucks. I never want to lose a quality guy. I think his snap count was about 15 to 20 a game. I don't see it going up. I mean, Blaine Gunnarsson, right. I like him as a prospect. The Kapaya from South Dakota, who was a true freshman this year, I like him coming into the mix. Like I like Payne. It just you get to a point and you're like, he had one more year of eligibility. It was hard for me to imagine where those snaps were going to come from in 2022. So I completely respect his decision to transfer. Doesn't mean he's not a loss. Doesn't mean he wasn't a good player. I didn't see his role increasing from what it was this year.
Yep. How about you, Scott? What do you think?
I really don't know. I was kind of disappointed that I didn't see more Payne. I mean, I did see plenty of pain, but I just didn't see.
It wasn't inflicted by Darius.
Self-inflicted pain.
We got the 4-letter pain, not the 5-letter pain.
Yeah, so 5-letter pain. It was kind of a disappointment to not see just like actual progress coming from the edges of our defense, and where I think that I did see it being made up was Ben Stilley. He was probably the only guy that I remember constantly getting pressure on the quarterback. However, I felt like every game there was always an elbow wrapped around his neck for at least 5 plays. And I hate pointing at the refs for anything, but geez, I think there would have been a lot more official quarterback pressure had Ben Stilley not been held as much as I remember seeing him being held. And so looking at our passing stats being 219 average a game is what we had written down. The reason why I picked such a high number was just because of the pass threat offenses that we were going to be going up against. And when it all actually played itself out, well, obviously that number was higher than our over under prediction, but it's actually kind of lower than what I imagined it to actually be, simply because, well, a lot of those teams that we did play against, we kind of shut their run game down for the most part, aside from like Wisconsin. And I'm probably forgetting another one, but I mean, they just had, Michigan. There we go. That's what it was with the tandem with Blake Corum and
the hurdler,
Blake Corum.
Hassan
Haskins. That's who it was. It was actually kind of weird. It was like, based on what I saw in the games, we should have had a way higher average of passing defense going in the negative direction, but it just didn't turn out that way. I don't know. I was kind of surprised, but also kind of happy. I don't know. It's one of those areas that I don't really have much of a take because it was different each game.
Yep. So let's take a look at the passing TDs that the Blackshirts gave up. The over-under was set at 18. Nebraska actually gave up 14 touchdowns, which is weird because that's exactly what Martinez passed for. Was 14. And Tyler guessed 14. Dead nuts on, Tyler. But you're not getting anything extra for that. So just saying. For once, I'm not hind titty again. I guessed 18. Derrick guessed 17. Scott guessed 19. And Justin, being the pessimistic frost hater that he is, he guessed 20. So I'm just messing, Justin. I know. I get it. So there you go. That's what we've got. Any comments on that, guys? What do you think?
Well, shoot, I think it's actually kind of a surprise. Like I stated before, that they kind of had to resort to a passing game a lot of the games, a lot of the teams that we played against. But what ended up happening was not very many passing touchdowns. 14 is a dang good number in my opinion. And good on you, Tyler, for predicting that. I think our pass defense was pretty good, and when it came down to the red zone, we tend to shut them down and bat down balls, and that was good. So,
well, I think that was more of a result of limiting the big play. I think that's one thing our defense did a really nice job this year, is that there wasn't a lot of Hail Mary, big gap throws that we gave up this year. I think that is looking at the numbers. If you didn't watch one down in Nebraska football, that would be something that I'd be saying is like, okay, we give up some yards, but we didn't give up that big play. And I think that really played out watching the games on Saturday.
I will say this. It's really honestly a shock that we didn't give up more big plays with all the soft-ass coverage that they ran all year.
Well, that's why we don't. They didn't get beat deep.
I know. It worked, I guess. I get tired of the soft coverage, though. That's why you don't see a lot of interceptions, though. Is that soft coverage. There's always a guy open. He may not get a lot of yards after catch, but he's always wide open.
Yeah. That is absolutely true. So let's move on to the next one. Where am I at? Oh, there you go. Rushing yards, average per game. The over-under was set at 170. Nebraska's 2021 total was 146.9 yards per game. Damn it, Tyler, you won again because you guessed 149. Scott guessed 150. I guessed 172. I don't know why. Justin,
I'm gonna guess that
yet
Tyler
again,
$1 this one again. He did not guess 149 with that $1 in this thing.
Yeah, he did. He did, and Justin guessed because he thought Shenander still sucks, which is fine. but you did too, Derrick.
Well, yeah, and Justin $1'd me, so
Yeah.
that's what he gets.
Well, I had to
And I
I
guess
had to $1.
172. So yeah,
I
go
thought
ahead.
this one was the one that I had to $1.
You might have.
Because I was thinking that if we saw anything on our defense this year that was going to be good, it was going to be our rushing offense or rushing defense.
And it
so
was
I'm kind
good until the last 2 games. It really
and
was.
I think I had a choice between going $1 over or $1 under, and geez, I should have went with the under here.
Yep, you should have. Absolutely should have. Because up until Wisconsin and Iowa, we were right in that pocket that would have won for you. So there you go. Rushing yards, average per game. Tyler won again. Rushing TDs this season. This is the first category that you win, Derrick, because Nebraska gave up 12.
I didn't get skunked.
No, you didn't get skunked. Nebraska gave up 12, but you guessed 19, and you were the low dude.
I was the one that bet the under on this.
Weird. How the hell did I not think that we were going to score 12 give up 12 touchdowns this year? I don't know, but I didn't. And Justin was, again, the guy that was really pessimistic on defense. And
we were all in the same boat there, 21-25.
yeah, I know, but you're the guy at the bottom going 25. So we're going to pick you as being the pessimistic dick in the crew. So there you go. That's the rushing TDs for 2021. Scoring average per game. We had an over-under set at 31. Nebraska only gave up 22.67 points per game over 12 games, and yet we ended up 3-9 after averaging damn near 28 points a game on offense. Go figure. Tyler wins this one, so that's his 6th category. Derrick is 2nd with 26. I'm 3rd with 28. Scott is 4th with 29.6 because that little bastard made me do math. And Justin is sucking hind titty again at 5th with 30 points per game.
I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I really wasn't as high on this defense coming into the year as you guys were.
We didn't notice that shit at all, Justin. Nope. Didn't notice it at all. Nope.
But I mean, shoot, if you go back to like the total yards, I mean,
yeah, I get it.
That's I guess the total yards was I think we were right on, right? I guess we didn't do total yards, did we?
Total
I mean,
defense
ultimately, we were ultimately what, top 70 in total yards this year, guys?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were very average.
Total yards doesn't mean shit. Scoring is what means something.
No, I know, but I mean, a lot of these things that I'm falling behind in
is scoring. You thought we'd give up points.
I did.
But I think this kind of goes to say, I think there's 2 extremists right now on Nebraska on this defense. I see there are the people that feel like, man, this defense was solid. This defense was great. Yeah. And I don't think that's accurate. I think this was still a pretty average defense.
Oh, actually, we were 50th. I'm sorry.
But then there are the people out there that say, man, this defense is so far behind. And I think this is evident. Like, so many of these stats, we were so much better than we thought. Like, if you notice who's winning most of these categories is whoever picked the lowest.
Yeah.
And whoever was the most optimistic about the defense was the winner in almost all these categories. So I think that, like, yes, it's fair to say the defense still isn't great, but it largely exceeded all of our expectations. I mean, even the ones like that, whoever's won, whoever won went the lowest, and they're still not going low enough to win these categories. Yeah. So it was good. It was a good defense. Not great, but it was definitely better than I think all of our expectations thought they were going to be.
Absolutely. It was.